Yo, I just got an interview with PASHAYB Beats, man.
Shout out to PASHAYB. She got all of my business, man.
PASHAYB took us to another level.
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl PASHAYB, and I have a story I want to share with you all. Now, I've been on YouTube for a minute looking at story times, and this is my first time ever doing one, and I'm super excited. So, hey, let's get right into it. I want to share a story on how I ended up on the Sway show. Yes, Sway in the morning. You know, Sway, legendary Sway, almighty Sway. You don't have the answer, Sway? Yeah, that's Sway. All right, so this happened around last year, September, and me and my mother were on the way to the studio where I do interviews at. It's in Atlanta. So we're driving and we finally pull up and we see this lady outside, and I got out the car and I waved to her, and I don't know what it was. You know, I'm really not the type of person to just wave at random people. Like, if they wave at me first, yeah, but for me to just wave at a random person is just out of my character. But you know what it was? That vibration, that energy, all that mixed up, and it just compelled me to say hey. So I waved and said hey, and the lady was so sweet. She was so nice. She waved back and was like, hey, you know, no big deal. So it was me, her, and my mom walking towards the door, and my mom opened the door for me and the lady. So the lady was very appreciative. She was like, you know, thank you for holding the door. And her and my mom started having a side conversation, and all I heard her say was, thank you, and my name is Kelly. But I couldn't really talk long because I had to do an interview, so I just let her and my mom have a side conversation, and I just, you know, did me. So I'm walking to my room at the studio, which is so cute. It's like a little small room, just enough room for me and one other person, and maybe two friends. Like, if they wanted to invite two friends to watch the interview, it's like a little couch in my room where their friends can sit down and, you know, just watch. So like I said, I'm in there doing my thing, interviewing, you know, having fun. So I finally finished and I wrap it up, and I had a little time to kill. So I had walked out and I noticed that the bigger room next to my room, someone was in it. And let me tell you, this room is amazing. It has like a 90-inch screen TV. It has a full kitchen with a microwave, a stove, an oven, everything stainless steel, an island in the middle. It has a court, a basketball court. It is laid, okay? So I see the same lady who I waved to in the parking lot, Kelly. I see her in there, and she's sitting down on her phone and just chilling. So I guess she see me, you know, being nosy, because, you know, I was, you know, peeking through the door, and she was like, oh, no, you could come in, you know, come on. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I walk in, and me and her start having small talk, and she's telling me how I look just like my mom, and I'm like, I know, I hear that a lot, and, you know, like I said, just small talk. So she asks me, you know, what do I do up here at the studio? And at first I didn't want to say it because, you know, she had the big, huge, fancy room, and I got the little small, cute room. But, you know, gotta have my dignity and my pride. So I was like, oh, I do interviews at, you know, that room next door. And she's like, oh, that's dope. That's super dope. And I'm just like, yeah, right. Like, you're the one with the nice room. Salute to Kelly for being so humble. So I said, what do you do? And she's like, wait, no, here you go. So, Kelly, what do you do? Oh, I produced the whole entire Sway show. What? Excuse me? Like, you want to run that by me one more time? Like, what did this lady just say to me? But, you know, I had to keep it cool, keep it, you know, professional. So on the outside, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. That's what's up. You know, Sway, cool. But on the inside, I'm like, oh my freaking God. Like, Sway, I totally look up to Sway. Like, in the radio world, he's like literally God in the radio world, you know? Like, he reminds me of like a Jay-Z. You know how if an aspiring rapper was to walk in the room and see Jay-Z and they'll freak out? Yeah, that's Sway. Sway is like Jay-Z in radio world. So anyway, I had to think of a way to ask her, can I meet Sway? I didn't want to come across as, opportunist. Like, we only met 10 minutes ago and I didn't want to just start throwing in requests. But you know what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And when you have an opportunity presented, you do not want to let it pass because of your pride. So I just was straight up with her and I told her how much Sway meant to me and how I love the show, and it would be an honor to meet him. I'm new into this radio world and I'm upcoming, and just kind of kept it real. And like I said, Kelly is like the sweetest person ever. She was just like, yeah, totally, you could come. He would love to hear that. Come to the show tomorrow. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the show? But again, I didn't show all that. I kept it cool. I'm just too cool, y'all. I'm cool. So fast forwarding to the next day, I wake up bright and early. His show is called Sway in the Morning, so of course it's in the morning. So I get there around like 7:30, 8. So I'm walking towards the back of the studio to the big room, to the big nice room. And remember, I told you they have like a kitchen and stuff. So Sway had it where he had people in there cooking breakfast for him, and all I smelled was shrimp and eggs, bacon, all kind of food, and sponsors was in there having more food for him. Like, he had it made, and I was just like, wow, this is exciting. And I looked to my left and I see Sway and his two co-hosts, and they were like on this panel, and they had like Sway logos everywhere and stuff like that, and he looked just like he does on TV. He had the hat and stuff like that, and it was just awesome just to see him, up close and personal. I take my seat and I watch the show. It was live, so I'm watching the show. He had some special guests on there. He had Greg Street. He had Jermaine Dupri, and I think that's all he had for that day. I'm watching and stuff, so it was time for him to take a break and eat breakfast. And I'm sitting there just stuck, like lost for words and procrastinating because I was trying to figure out how am I going to start a conversation with him, because he don't know me, I don't know him, and I didn't want to come across as some random chick, which I had really no choice but to come across as some random chick because I am pretty random. I was hoping that Kelly would introduce us to break the ice, but she was, busy doing her thing. She had a show to run, so it was up to me. So I'm literally sitting there procrastinating like, okay, I'll talk to him in 5 minutes. All right, 10 minutes. All right, 15 minutes. Then all of a sudden, a voice in the back of my head, I swear, no lie, a voice in the back of my head was like, get up and talk to him right now. And I'm like, God, is that you? So after God literally yelled at me, yes, God himself yelled at me to go talk to Sway, I had to do it, because when God tells you what to do, you do it, right? So I get the courage, I get the strength, and I walk up to Sway, and I'm excited, and I'm just like, hey. And he's just like, hey. And I said, hey, Kelly invited me to the show. I'm really excited to be here. And he was like, oh, yeah, Kelly, that's my girl, and she produced the show, and, she's good people. And I'm like, yeah, Kelly's dope. And so, I don't know, I just started to spill my heart out. I'm just like, yo, this is an honor to meet you right now. Like, you don't understand how big of a deal it is to be sitting here talking to you. I'm just so new in this radio world and TV world, and just to have an opportunity to meet you is really big. And he was so cool. He's like, oh, that's so nice. And he was telling me how much he loves his job, and it's a blessing to wake up and do what you love, every morning. And I'm just looking at him like, like, I'm still shocked that I'm even talking to this man right now. So he told me if I have any questions, feel free to ask him. And the best part, he offered me some food. Like, he told me to go in the kitchen and get some shrimp and grits. Like, I ain't gonna turn down no food now. So I'm like, all right, yeah, okay. Nice meeting you again. He's like, same to you. So I go in the kitchen, make me a little plate. or two, you know, and I sit back down, and by this time he's on air, and him and his co-host are discussing a topic, and I believe the topic was about Big Sean's ex-fiance wrote a book about, I guess, her life, and one part of the book was about how Big Sean cheated on her with Ariana Grande. So they were talking about that, and I'm just, you know, sitting back, just sipping all this tea, because, you know, there's some good tea, and all of a sudden, Sway looks at me, and when he looks at me, I'm like, no, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. And he's like,
come to the front.
oh my God. Like everything was in slow motion. Okay, so on the inside, I'm, again, freaking out. But on the outside, I'm like, yeah, that's me. What's up? I'm PASHAYB. And I bombard and run to the front. And I'm like, hey, y'all. Like, you know. So I just don't know what to do with myself at this point. But again, I was just being myself. The only thing you can do is just be yourself, right? So on the panel, just cracking jokes and ha-ha laughing and just acting a fool, and everybody was laughing. Sway was laughing, his co-hosts were laughing, everybody in the station was laughing. Like, it was so funny. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, holy crap, dreams do come true. Like, not to sound cliche, but dreams honestly come true. So he does like a little quick interview with me, you know, asking me who I am, what I do, social media and all that stuff. And we wrap it up. So I go sit down back to my seat, and I pick up my phone, and I see his fans like hitting me up, telling me how great I am and how funny and I did so good, and you know, it just felt unreal, and it just gave me a high that I've never experienced before, like a life high. And after the show, me, him, and Kelly, again, we were just talking, having small talk, and it felt like we just known each other forever. Like, he was just cool, Kelly cool, and just good vibes. And my mom had watched on the show and basically just thanking him, and he was just telling my mom how I did great and I'm really great at what I do, and I have confidence and I wasn't scared, even though I was. But you know, I just had confidence and stuff like that. So I'm like, can you say that again on Snapchat? You know, you gotta flex with Snapchat. So he's like, yeah, sure. So me and him start making Snapchats, and he's telling Snapchat I'm great and what I do, and you know, thanking me for being on his show and just all this great stuff. And it was just amazing. I'm just so happy, and I just want to thank you again, Sway. And I really want you to know, whenever I get discouraged, or when I feel down, or I feel like I can't do this, or the entertainment world is just too hard to break through, I pull up the Snapchat that me and you made, where you're rooting me on and telling me that I'm great, and it literally gives me a boost. It motivates me to keep on going and to know that, you know, I'm not gonna cry. Nah, but it really gives me a boost to keep going and to kill it, and I cannot wait to make a name for myself in this radio world. And I want to thank you again. You are awesome. Kelly, you are awesome. And I want to let everybody know that's inspiring TV personalities, radio personalities, that keep going, keep striving. Dreams do come true, and you never know, you know, how opportunities will present itself. It happened for me by simply really just waving to Kelly and opening the door and having small talk, just being nice, you know. And like I said, you just never know. So anyway, that's my story. Please click the subscription button below. Again, my name is PASHAYB, and I will be having a lot more story time, a lot more footage of my journey going into the radio world and the TV world, and a lot more stuff. So stay tuned. Thank you, Sway.
Hey, PASHAYB, I want to thank you for making our show that much better. You took us to another level. You're good at what you do.
Thank you.